Well, with this one, there's only one place to really kind of start out here, and it goes back to basically July 1st, and it was PlayStation making their big important updates for their news on physical discs for new games and news on the PlayStation Store on PS3 and the PS Vita, which they are shutting down. And of course, for news on physical discs for new games, they are going to be discontinuing. And since then, especially this one alone, has been community noted to hell and back. Although I hate that they use anything from Reset Era, but this has been a main point of PlayStation has been slammed. We do have from Does It Play, you are killing ownership, you are killing legal preservation, you are killing discoverability, you are killing publishers, you are killing developers. This is a move that might slightly improve bottom lines, but tear down every other aspect of this medium. Well done, you effed up. PlayStation nostalgia here. I have no words. Final nail in the coffin of the company I once loved. And this nostalgic gamer has a picture of their own collection. It looks like this is not the way. Stop killing games official. I want you to stop killing games. I mean, honestly, like even Dan Blackroyd said earlier, you know, saw the writing on the wall with something like that was the PSP Go that was purely digital. And so and PlayStation has had otherwise kind of remained silent too, but we have Culture Crave here that was documenting a lot of Sony. So Sony's tweet announcing it's ending physical game disc production in 2028 now has several active community notes. It has also surpassed 150 million views. Here we do have a lot of the community notes. And as I also heard, I could be wrong, but I could have sworn I was also hearing that some of them were being removed, some of the community notes, but I might be misremembering that. But after they made that announcement, I mean, yeah, you got all of this here. Phasing out physical PlayStation media raises anti-consumer concerns, chiefly the loss of game ownership. Moving entirely digital means users buy revocable licenses rather than permanent assets, allowing Sony to pull access at will while eliminating resale and preservation. And that was a big thing too, is that, and then some people going a little more hard on their on some of the community notes there, because also there was news that they had removed some videos, some movies that people had purchased, and removed the ability to, I believe, removed it from their account completely. So I mean, it just goes to show just how easy they can flip a switch and you lose any digital content you have that you've purchased from them. But yeah, even at this point, this was from July 6th. PlayStation hasn't posted in over 5 days on Twitter X, their longest span of not tweeting in years. The post announcing they're ending physical game production currently has 8 approved community notes. So wait, when was that? Gamers waiting for PlayStation to tweet again. I mean, everybody's then showing off a lot of their physical media. So this one was from, also July 6th. Okay. And then this was on this one, because he's like, this person saying, oh, okay, so they had the screenshot of, I wonder why, with all the community notes there. Pirate Nation also spreading the word here. PlayStation now has 8 community notes on the post, over 154 million views, more than the GTA 6 trailer. They have gone completely silent for 6 days after the announcement of ending physical discs, and everyone is waiting for their next move. And again, you know, all of the different community notes labeled there. And I guess PlayStation has been uploading on their YouTube channel, so make sure you head over there and make your voices heard. So they've certainly they kept up on that side, because everybody is distracted over here on X. And this was interesting how this God Empress of Mankind captured. The PlayStation paycheck must be insane, because there's no way journos are doing this much corpo dick writing for free. Oh, you'd probably be surprised on how much corpo dick writing those fuckers are more than happy to do. So Although there's a Polygon here, I won't mourn PlayStation discs, and Gizmodo, game discs deserve to die. As it's been said plenty, you don't hate the game journos enough, especially. Game journalists have been proven to be just, especially the most parasitic bunch of pieces of low-life trash out there. But, I mean, you know, it comes as no surprise that they pull that. And it's funny, too, considering Polygon, we had them saying on the whole, I won't go into that one, but not surprising. Let's see, again, Pirate Nation here had caught some PlayStation Plus users are getting a 50% discount when they try to rage cancel their subscription to protest. Players have reported seeing the offer just before confirming their cancellation. Some received 50% off of a 3-month PlayStation Extra plan, while others were offered discounts on a 12-month subscription. The offer doesn't appear to be available to everyone. So maybe if you've only like spent X amount of money on the store, they're like, no, please stay, have a discount while we F you. Yes. Hold, don't give in, remember what they took from you. I mean, that's what I can only hope, is that gamers actually finally kind of wake up a little bit and know to actually start to walk away from these companies instead of tacitly doing so, where they'll just end up turning right back around and going back. But this was it. That's funny that they are like, hey guys, get a discount on your PlayStation Plus membership if you're gonna leave. No, come back. But I mean, hey, at least I can say for myself, I haven't had the subscription since PlayStation 4. I canceled it back then just because of the choices they were making then. And then here we go into from Game Rant. PlayStation just broke its silence and people are really not happy. Published July 7th, so that following day after July 6th, all those posts coming about of their silence. 6 days after its controversial announcement about plans to abandon physical discs in 2028, PlayStation posted on social media again, but the post was about a completely unrelated subject, making fans even angrier. PlayStation has been under fire non-stop since July 1st announcement, and its last post on Twitter received multiple community notes and thousands of negative comments. Many immediately saw PlayStation's move as the end of ownership for games. However, thousands of others were patiently waiting to see how the company would respond to the criticism and whether it would change course considering the scale of the backlash. It turns out PlayStation wants to simply brush the negative comments under the rug and move on. So yeah, this was the tweet. Switch out lever gates with ease of Flex Strike wireless fight stick. After a record-breaking silence on social media, PlayStation's first Twitter post was a promotion for Sony's brand new fight stick. The post reached millions of views in a very short time, currently has over 40,000 comments. However, almost none of the comments and quoted reposts are about the promoted product. Most people are calling out the company for trying to move on and act as if nothing happened after announcing one of the most controversial decisions in recent gaming history. Even Domino's Pizza UK took a jab at the company by replying, "Did somebody order a digital pizza?" And it has been funny. Like these companies were taking their chance to really take a shot at PlayStation while they could. I still need to wait and see too, especially how much of this is going to stick from people, but we'll find out. Under PlayStation's post referencing its own earlier tweet that said, we've sold 172,288,912 pizzas since PlayStation last posted. It is safe to say that PlayStation is breaking records for all the wrong reasons. The brand's first tweet regarding Sony's no-disc policy received more views than GTA 6's logo reveal on Twitter and has more comments than almost any other PlayStation tweet in the past year. It has also become a target of the internet's meme culture. For instance, one tweet saying, "Let's ratio Sony with a crowbar," has received more than PlayStation's official announcement. Now the company's latest tweet, which blatantly ignores the controversy, Sony has caused over the past week is receiving the same treatment. One of the first famous people to react to PlayStation's new post was Scott Wozniak, the name behind Blue Border Entertainment. He posted an unamused selfie he used to react to PlayStation's initial July 1st announcement, and his whimsical tweet has received far more likes than PlayStation's promotional video, which goes to show how the community feels about the situation. Only time will tell how PlayStation's shift to an all-digital ecosystem will impact the future of gaming. What's certain at the moment is that the company is intentionally avoiding the topic. Maybe it's relying on time as a free resource to wash away the negativity surrounding the brand and gradually return things to normal. Even worse, Sony might know that the major players in the gaming industry will soon follow suit and announce similar policies. So it is waiting for the attention to shift to them. And that's just it. The thing is that we already had the likes of the PC side of gaming already make that big shift to a full digital ecosystem. And you have freaking, we looked at it, Gabe Newell is buying yachts and super yachts and crazy homes. So, you know, it's been such a well-off thing for him. It's no surprise that now, but I mean, it's only now that, you know, these consoles are wanting to make that shift when they probably should have been doing it much sooner if they really wanted to get on that gravy train and convince people that, you know, digital was the way to go. But I mean, they're looking at things and thinking, yeah, we can get away with this. They want full control over ownership over the games that are released, what you are allowed to play, basically what you're not allowed to play, the content that stays in the games, the content that can be cut from the games. They want that full direct access, and that has been a major, I mean, point of contention for me with this always online access. It's never been good because it allows for them to do, you know, sneaky shystery shit of manipulating your game content and stuff like that. I mean, yes, you can basically not log in online, but then there are certain games that you may buy that require, quote unquote, require that download in order to play. It's basically like a DRM. You have to you have to get to unlock your game. And so, you know, yeah, this is just the continuing thing. This was an interesting one. From Does It Play, want to own your games and oppose Sony? Read this, follow this. And I thought this was interesting. So from this Pio 5, apparently hype news and updates, love gaming and lifting heavy. And so here they say, Sony and PlayStation doesn't care about you. Well, we definitely know. I mean, the funny thing is too, is once like PlayStation, I think it was, moved their headquarters. It's either Sony or Sony PlayStation headquarters, whatever it may have been, moved their headquarters to California. Oh boy, did we notice such a shift. They want physical discs gone. They will keep ignoring fans and not care, but there are things they will have to care about. So like it is, I think I said this when this news first dropped, is that because of you do have people like that are the graphic snobs, they want their ultra high def realistic looking games and all that sort of BS, is that unfortunately the digital is the way that they do lock in on going towards, because how else do you then allow for that full data to be part of the game? Blu-ray discs can contain a lot of information, but can they contain all these games? Not really, especially with how big some of them have gotten over the years. Yes, there are still some companies and group of, you know, the tech nerds that still know how to do their jobs and optimize and all that sort of thing and compress space to make it viable to go onto a disc and everything. But, you know, when people want the games that they kind of want, it unfortunately leaves them in that weird, awkward space that, you know, that extra digital download they potentially need. Yes, they can put as much of the game as they can on the disc, but at a certain point, that's where that extra digital side is going, and that's been that, you know, stronger and stronger push. If people can actually, you know, take a step back and maybe also then ask for or want games with an actual like dedicated art style that isn't trying to go for that ultra HD look, maybe a slight, yes, realistic look, but again, with a certain art style to it that doesn't require so much space being taken up, then we can still maintain discs. But when people want all of this wild, ultra realistic HDR or whatever the hell it is, the new gimmick tagline thing for graphics, you're running out of options at the end of the day. I've done a lot of research and got help from a lot of people to find out all this info, so please read and try to understand all of this. There is no reason to argue with each other, no rage or anything like that will actually do anything, but reading and understanding how things work might. Right now, a Dutch group is suing Sony for $400 million in the Fair PlayStation lawsuit on behalf of 1.7 million gamers. Their argument is that Sony controls basically all digital game sales on PlayStation and charges a 30% Sony tax. According to their research, digital games are around 47% more expensive than physical ones. See, and that's the funny thing, like, once upon a time, digital was the cheaper option, but I think now with things like this 30% tax from Sony and what even Valve takes from games, that's why they just all went up to the regular price instead of being that little bit cheaper on digital stores. Sony's decision to stop physical disc production in 2028 strengthens their case because it removes the used game market and leaves gamers with almost no real alternative to Sony's store. Even if this Dutch case doesn't fully win on its own, it still matters. If the court finds Sony is abusing its dominant position, it gives the EU Commission strong evidence to open their own investigation under antitrust rules. And that's been kind of the thing with on the EU side, they have gone after, and that's what made Valve change a lot of their policies when it came to then making it available after 2 hours, that then you could return, before the 2 hour mark, you could return the game. Was from a lot of cases like this, that, you know, found digital, and that's the thing, like, this and I was talking about this with somebody that I know and I was going to check out a local game store that he works at, and we're talking about it, and we're like, yeah, if anything, yes, the whole stop killing games is fantastic, and we need that, but right now the digital marketplace is still very much wild west, and you need further consumer rights and stuff like that in the digital landscape in order to push that forward for more preservation and stuff like that as well. So there's two separate battlefields. You may have to focus on one to bump up the other a lot more. Under EU competition law, the Commission can fine Sony heavily and force remedies. So, for example, by making them allow competing digital stores on PlayStation. So, what can we actually do, since Sony clearly doesn't care if they lose fans over this? If you own a business that will be hurt by this, like a game shop, go to the EU Commission's competition website and file a Form C. This is an official complaint that forces them to look into how Sony is affecting your business. Keep buying physical copies at launch when possible. The more physical sales there are, the harder it is for Sony to claim nobody wants discs anymore. Sign the Don't Kill the Disc petition on change.org, which, I'm sorry, I can't think of very many change.org petitions that ever really help things. Yeah, I'd say it'd be more useful if you actually got out and got real signatures versus digital ones, because digital ones are easy to get. But I mean, at the same time, the stop killing games, that's how they did get a lot of their push, was through digital signatures, but that was in a different form than a change.org petition. So that, I think, is where that one if you look at Stop Killing Games and what they did, instead of like using like a change website that any dingus can, I think, set up for one of these, then maybe you can get something. Big signature numbers are used as proof of consumer harm in these cases. Links in the post. Again, I guess, but I feel like I haven't seen very many change.org positions in recent years that felt like they've pushed a needle along and gotten things changed. Support the Stop Killing Games movement is pushing for better consumer rights around game ownership, and I do absolutely give what support you can, especially if you're in the EU and everything, because that's where the main focus is right now for Stop Killing Games. But then in general, absolutely spread what word you can, because one way or another, this is coming for gaming. You're gonna have to. It's a concern. It's a worry. It's coming. It is at least good. Why, for the PC side of things, we have the storefront like good old games, GOG.com, that is actively pursuing game preservation and zero DRM for their games. So when you buy your games from GOG, you own your game. You can download your game and have it completely backed up as you see fit for offline installation and play. So absolutely, they are a great route to go. I will always, until they really start messing things up and going maybe full spastic, but for now they are still just a great option. And I recently took advantage of their summer sale, and I kind of picked up some games all over again, but that meant I have it as part of my GOG collection, so I don't have to worry about it. Let's see if I can kind of see that really quick. Where can I see that? Where is it? Okay, here we go. So yeah, I finally picked up the Star Wars Dark Forces remaster from Night Dive on GOG. I picked up some games that I've also never played really that were really cheap on sale. So I picked up like Sniper, Ghost Warrior 1 and 2, Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, Fahrenheit Indigo Prophecy Remastered, the Darksiders War Mastered Edition, and then of course I picked up the Resident Evil bundle, the Dino Crisis bundle, and the BioShock 1 and 2 remastered. So, and I already have a pretty solid collection of games on GOG, but this was just, now I want to try and make that stronger focus to go into GOG for my games. This may not be Steam, but in what they provide, but you got to show that support somewhere sometimes, and they do. I mean, they have some amazing prices, and again, like it is, you keep those games in your list. You can download and back up your whole library if you want to. I certainly have for certain games I've downloaded and I have them backed up, and there you go. But anyway, so this person links the European Commission Form C for business owners, the petition, and then of course Stop Killing Games. This is of course on the EU side, so as much as I would love to maybe sign this petition, stuff like that, I'm not going to, just because again it's on their side of the pond, not for the US side. I like to try and be honest about where I'm coming from with this, but I mean, yeah, absolutely, do what you can, spread the word, just basically spread the word. And that's the whole big thing to all of this, with Sony being the dickheads that they are, and it's kind of just what we can try and do. Dan Blackrose says the next console will be marketed as a streaming device like a big Amazon Fire Stick, gaming and media streaming with the PlayStation interface. Well, and they started that. PlayStation started their whole streaming idea with the PlayStation Now, which I thought was stupid and annoying, because it was not included in your PlayStation Plus membership. It was an entirely separate basically monthly fee that you had to sign up for, and that I thought was stupid. But they want to go full digital, so with them going full digital, that is also probably a route they are going to take. Is that streaming cut? But what's funny is, and oh crap, I forgot where I saw it, and I made the comment somewhere that damn that was that Google On Live and the Oya or whatever, man, they were ahead of the curve, but thankfully gamers back then weren't biting on those things. But man, they were trying so early on. Dan Blackbird says somehow without disc production, games are going to get more expensive, and without a physical disc drive, the next gen consoles won't be cheaper. Makes sense, right? Oh yeah, I mean, I talked about it, yeah, when this was first dropping, because there's also then the rumors of the PlayStation 6, and you know, I was probably being Captain Obvious, but yeah, of course they're gonna go for that higher price tag, and Valve, they already showed the direction that it's probably all gonna go with that $1,000 price marker on their Steam machine. That's exactly the place that they're gonna go with Xbox and with PlayStation. They're gonna go in that direction of that higher marked up price, and I mean that's where they're already heading towards with their current consoles getting price adjusted, and it's just ridiculous. So, you know, that is what we're gonna see. That we're gonna be, all of us that, you know, have been part of this hobby since the 80s, since the 90s, shit, even for some since the 70s with arcade machines. I mean, we've looked at it for this day in gaming. We've had games go back to the 70s and shit. So, you know, for people that have been part of this hobby for so goddamn long and have, you know, put the time, given the money, their hard-earned money, we are the people that are most going to be priced out of this hobby. And it's sad that we're getting to such a point now. And you could blame whatever factors in the world, absolutely. But, you know, at the end of the day, these companies are still making these decisions to go in this direction. They could absolutely go in the opposite direction and, you know, try and be that more consumer friendly thing. And that would definitely, you know, at the end of the day, you'd think that would be the more winning side. But on top of it, I've made this point. People are set in their ways. People are also just kind of oblivious, and we'll just keep going along with it. So some of it will change, but a lot of it will stay the same. And this is sadly the direction we're all heading in. I can only hope and that's probably the grateful thing for something like the internet, is that, you know, more people are able to be aware of what's going on. It's just, you know, not everybody wants to be paying attention to all this crap. To some, it's just noise. To some, it's unimportant, and I can understand that. But this is something that's going to affect widespread, not just the gaming market. This is going to be affecting everything else, and it has been affecting everything else. We've been seeing it, and it's just coming for all these different things. So, unfortunately, yeah, it's here, and it's going to be up to time, basically, just to see how it will all eventually play out and end. Because. And I keep hoping for the game crash, and maybe I've been wrong. Maybe gaming isn't bigger than a crash. Maybe with all this stuff that's happening, it's coming. I just don't see it happening too soon, or not soon enough to have a big effect. But I'm hoping for it. Boy, am I hoping for it. So yeah, that's the Sony news there. A little bit of an update. Like I said, kind of keep an eye out on things, because it is like I said, it is rather funny if you look at, or was it? If you do look at PlayStation's feed, you start seeing a lot of community notes more now, even on. So they had an update, but where was I? People have been at least hitting them with update, for even retweets here. Retweets for a PlayStation. I'm guessing now on PlayStation 5. Sony's currently attempting to establish a digital monopoly by eliminating physical media. So people have been kind of on them, on companies associated with their practices, or associated, you know, games that are on their system. People have been putting into. Why isn't it letting me scroll? People have been putting in those community notes to make sure. What the hell? Oh no! I think my whole Brave has kind of crashed out on me. But, you know, that's just a little bit of the show of, you know, community notes are getting hit on multitude of things related to PlayStation, and I can only hope that's for the best. So yeah, that's the little bit of PlayStation news update there. is crazy to see what's going on. And so, you know, I'm hoping for the best. But as always, I do expect nothing but the worst. But like it is, I'll say it. I'm always happy to be wrong. I'll be happy to be wrong and to see some major changes come through. I really do. I want to see it. And I hope it's good changes, not bad changes. That's what I want.
Thank you for watching this clip from Respawn Roast Cantina. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see and check out the full episode.